Hey, y'all, welcome back to episode 144 of the Late Night Vision Show. I am Hans, one half of the Late Night Vision Show that you're listening to right now, and this is the place for all the breaking news in night vision and thermal optics. And to help me introduce our special guest for the show, Mr. Jason Robertson, owner of Outdoor Legacy Gear. Who have we got, and how excited are we to finally have the guy that we have, because we've been waiting for a while, and I know he's been excited about being on the show.
We are very excited and glad to be back again, Hans, this week. I'm going to tell you, anybody that's a regular listener to this show knows that we have been threatening to have more interviews. We're going to have interviews soon. We've been saying that for 6 or 8 months, but there's just been so much going on in this industry that we haven't been able to do it. And to be honest with you, we got a bunch of stuff, new stuff to talk about right now for 2021. Some of the stuff that we're getting repeated phone calls and emails and comments about reviews on are from this guy's company. And so we're going to officially introduce Mr. Trent Henckell from AGM Global Vision. Trent, thanks for being with us tonight.
Absolutely. Happy to have you guys have me on. So
Absolutely. Well, I was going to tell people real quick who Trent is, just so you kind of know. Trent is a native Texan. Now, you're probably going to catch that in his accent, but he is one of the smartest Texans I know, because he and his wife,
Wow.
they
He wouldn't even say that about me,
That's
Trent.
true. Well, that's because
you must be really high up on
that's because you and I still live here. And Trent was smart enough that he and his wife escaped to Colorado, to where the weather is cooler. Trent is the father to a toddler, and he has been in the industry for over 8 years. He has worked for multiple night vision thermal optic companies in this retail space, wholesale space, and he is a veteran of this industry. And he is actually, so people know, he is my personal rep at AGM and a super guy to work with, and we really are excited to have you on the show.
No, I appreciate the introduction. Like I said, I'm a firm follower of both you guys, so happy to join suit and come on and hopefully share a little bit of information to the listeners as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, Trent, we appreciate you being on the show. AGM has been a huge supporter of the Late Night Vision Show, gosh, from the very beginning. Having you on here, I haven't had a chance to speak to you yet in person, but we've communicated over some social media stuff. But it's good to have you on. And I'll tell you what, if Jason makes you mad, just cut his allocations.
Hey, wait a minute. This is why we can't get Hans involved.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a very funny story, if you don't mind, to meeting and working with you guys. So I think, Jason, if memory serves me right, I reached out to you maybe a week before SHOT Show last year. And I think I actually took the time that you had allocated towards Flir at going to their booth, to popping on by ours and checking out AGM. So I think I was mid-meeting and in the meeting room when I popped out and shook your hands briefly. I know you were working with another sales rep at the time, going through some of the product that we were showing there. But I always felt bad about that. Hey, come on by the show, and hopefully I can see you while I'm there. But I'm glad I took a Flir spot.
It is true. He did. He took Flir's spot because they, as y'all know, all ditched this industry about the same time that AGM was coming, so we went by there to go see Trent, and he's a no-show. You did stick your head out and say hello.
If you'll ever see me at a trade show, I think by second day I've lost my voice and I already caught the third round of the flu or the bug, or in our case the coronavirus at SHOT Show last year. But anyway.
Speaking of SHOT Show, as Jason said in the intro, we have threatened to do more interviews, and this is kind of, I guess, what we've been calling, Jason, our virtual SHOT Show.
I prefer the no-show SHOT Show, but Hans does not like that.
The SHOT Show. Yep. Exactly. Since it was canceled, we still wanted to bring you all the breaking news and everything that we did in interviews in the booth, which is only a few minutes long with each company. But here, this is a better format. I think it gives the companies a better opportunity to come on, share everything they've got directly to you, the customers, end users, and hopefully, hear a little bit about what's coming out in 2021. But first, before we get into that, Trent, I know if you listen to this show more than twice, you know who AGM is. But for the people out there that may be just finding this for the first time, give us a little background on AGM, maybe how you got started with AGM, and something that makes you unique into the night vision and thermal market.
Absolutely. So AGM Global Vision, we've officially been a company, I think, going back to the NRA convention of 2019, so roughly April of 2019. Last year was our first full kind of release, first time that we actually had a representation there at SHOT Show. Although we're kind of new to the market, we are not new to the industry. As Jason alluded to prior, I've spent roughly 7-8 years working for another market leader in this space. Actually launched and ran their international division for a number of years. My owners, I think if you've listened to the show before, it's been alluded to in the past, but my owners are the prior founders of Armasight, sold Armasight to Flir, and ran their commercial division as part of their working non-compete. So after that contract expired with their working non-compete, they did step back into the arena and launch AGM. So although new to the space, I think we've roughly got about a 400-piece catalog at the moment. We've shared a lot of same customers, a lot of same resources, in the back end supply chain, factories. So we really hit the ground running. One thing that I really think that we're able to bring to market that I'm very excited to really kind of pursue is, we're very selective in who we partner with. We don't really have this issue of running a lot of our product just out of stock. So we're trying to be very selective in the partners like Outdoor Legacy that we partner with. That we don't really have a large 500,000 plus dealer network. So what that means is, when we launch product and we have product, I have it on the shelf, I have it available, and able to really support our users through it. Mm-hmm. I think one last thing, and I'll quit rambling at this point, but we're trying to really kind of be a good bang for your buck. For us, it's really about growing this market, growing this place, and growing the space itself. So, we've launched some sub $500 handheld options, and we try to really kind of come out with a good, better, best format, so that we can really expand this space to bring in a lot more users into it.
Well, see, I already see the problem here. So I know that we're going to be talking about some new products and stuff coming. And already in the first question, Trent is telling everybody that we're going to have this stuff in stock. And I'm already thinking, we're not going to have enough. We're not going to have enough. But no, he is right. He was talking to me earlier today about all the shipments and stuff they have coming in of these new products and stuff. We'll talk about a little bit more later. So I do appreciate the fact that they do their best to get these products here as quickly as possible and get them into the dealers' hands. And you're right, without just this giant network, it's better. Instead of us all getting a few pieces, we seem to get bigger shipments, and it's really nice. But hey, one thing I want to mention here before we move on is that if you're listening, I don't care how boring Hans or I get, because we know Trent's super interesting. Do not click off. Listen to this show. You're going to need to go all the way somewhere towards the end. I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but there's going to be a giveaway, and it's going to be a good giveaway, and it's going to be something that AGM is doing here on the Late Night Vision Show, and so you need to keep listening. Do not click off of this episode. I promise it's going to be worth it, and you're going to be shocked. So just
this
keep
is going to be I don't want to oversell this, but this is true. This is the biggest giveaway that we've ever done on this show. So you definitely need to stay tuned, and it's definitely going to be worth it.
That's true, and that's exactly right. All right, so I do have a question. So in 2020, you said that was y'all's first SHOT Show a year ago, January. It's when you were really, I know you had made your introduction, like you said, at NRA show in 2019, but that was the big release at the SHOT Show for all the dealers to come get face-to-face with AGM, see the whole product line. We were all getting set up, and really that was and that's in my mind the big launch for AGM. And I know that it was you already kind of alluded to, that's big shock of Flir exiting the market literally days before the SHOT Show. Nobody could have ever predicted that. And that was like a really big thing because Flir was such a force and one of the oldest players in this industry. And for them to be gone and y'all to be basically launching at the same time, I know that had to be a big deal. So with that said, when y'all came into the SHOT Show and came in for 2020, I know y'all had big plans of a lot of stuff that you were wanting to do. Now Flir's gone and you've been a year down the road. Do you think your focus has changed any? I mean, did Flir exiting change what you're doing, or do you still just on your straight and narrow of right where y'all kind of planned when you started coming into the industry?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to that question, I really feel like we're just kind of reaching the tip of the iceberg. We've got a lot in store, some that we will discuss tonight, some that we'll hopefully discuss, in some future episodes. But, one area that I'm really kind of proud to announce is, with COVID and with some of the supply chain issues we kind of ran into last year, a lot of our pivot, a lot of our focus was really pushed more towards image intensifier tubes. We do a lot with, military grade night vision products, and it was a huge demand for us going into 2020. So although we worked together, with some of the thermal launches that we had, I mean, I would be happy to say that we're probably coming out with 2 to 3 times the amount of thermal products going into 21 than we did in 2020. We kind of joke around the office a little bit that, Flir, again, acquiring Armasight, really kind of bankrolling a lot of what we're doing today, was really kind of the gift that kept on giving. So with them stepping out of that space, it was a wide open invitation for AGM to step in, especially as a price-driven, customer-focused type brand. So I think that kind of answered your question. But no, going into 21, I definitely feel we are much more thermal focused. We did have some launches last year, obviously, with our handheld, some of our weapons mounted product, but I'm happy to announce that we've got much more on the horizon going into this year.
Well, good deal. So I think that's a perfect transition into the next question. And I think what a lot of people are tuning in, because Jason gets a ton of calls. I get a lot of questions. I mean, everybody wants to hear about the new stuff. I'm not going to steal your thunder here, Trent, because I'm going to let you talk about it. But everybody is just, I would say, of all the calls that are coming in right now, I mean, 1/3 of them could be just about AGM products that they've heard about. They may not have seen them, but they've heard about them, and they want to know when they're going to be here. So let's find out from you, Trent. What's new for this year? What are you coming out with? What are y'all excited about?
Absolutely. And to that point, I'll kind of preface it with a lot of this product should be coming out in the next 30 days. So realistically, depending on, pre-orders and where you might sit in relation to, stock coming inbound, we should hopefully in the next 30 to 45 days be fulfilling a lot of pre-orders and ordered allocations that we've got on our new handheld units. They're going to be called the Taipans. That is a snake, and I think Jason's alluded to that in the past. So not a snake I was familiar with, but it is a sidewinder snake out of Australia, and we've kind of got this snake theme going through a lot of our product, Asp being a snake as well in our previous handheld line. So starting in the Taipan model, if you're familiar at all with our handheld lineup, we had a small housing in the micro ASP series. So all the Taipans are going to be in that same smaller housing. And a couple advantages to that is you're getting roughly about a 7.5 hour battery life compared to about a 4.5 hour runtime in the larger full size housings. But it's going to be coming with a 12 micron 384, 288. Also coming with a much higher display resolution. So in comparing the new Taipans, and we've got 3 models, a 15, a 19, and a 25 millimeter objective. You're looking at something that's smaller, cheaper, and better than the current ASP lineup that, I'd be willing to go on the record and argue was probably market leader in some of the handhelds for last year.
Right. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and one thing Jason definitely appreciated is, with all these numbers floating around, one thing we did with the handhelds is, the TM15 is going to speak to the 15 millimeter objective, but it's also the same as the base magnification. So with the 15 millimeters of 1.5 base magnification, the 19 millimeters of 1.9 base magnification, and the 25 millimeters of 2.5. So for all of us out there trying to keep up with numbers and what's going on, that's kind of the aha moment that
is fantastic.
We were happy to kind of sneak that one in there as a little Easter egg for everybody. But
it is the greatest thing ever, and if you don't do it next year, I'm going to be mad. You've set a standard.
Yeah, you definitely set a precedent there. That's for that being there's a lot of models and numbers with everything, but that's good to know. So for all of y'all out there, that kind of takes a little bit out of the confusion. The 15
and I just,
also refers to the size of the objective lens and the magnification.
Right, exactly. And I want to mention real quick the pricing. I know Trent didn't mention it, but this is I think the most exciting part to me. We've got newer, smaller, better. All those things are great, but the pricing is what's impressive to me. It's going to start down at $1,295 on that TM15 and top out at $1,895, $1,895 on that TM25. So that is some excellent pricing for some of the best thermal monoculars in this price range we've ever seen.
Absolutely. No, and one other thing that I'll allude to really quickly, but if you're familiar with our 5-piece lineup currently, our TM25 ASP was a fixed objective. It did not have an adjustable objective focus. In the Taipans, both the 19 and 25 will be an adjustable objective. So to get an adjustable objective, 1.9 base magnification, you're looking at $1,595. Yeah. Compared to in our current lineup, you'd be spending roughly $2,295 to get that adjustable objective.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's a great feature. And I've had a chance to play with the Taipans a little bit. I've been taking them out. The picture image is really, really good, and the fact that the price point, like what Jason said, but really, people, that fixed focus objective makes such a world of difference, and to have 2 of the 3 models have the adjustable focus on them and give the people that sharper image. The image quality on it's very good, and I know that we're going to be doing reviews on all this stuff. We're going to be showing and sharing lots of videos with it. Not to press you any further, but what you're probably going to be talking about next with the thermal scopes you have coming out too. Been playing with them. Same thing. Great picture image. A lot of features I'll let you get into, but those Taipans are really gotten a lot of people talking, and they're going to continue to get people calling in because really, people want to know when they're going to be here. And you said 30 days, but we're excited to get them in.
Yeah,
and I'll sneak it a little bit. I mean, realistically, we are getting some very small initial shipments coming in, probably by the time this airs. But given a lot of the pre-order and the back order listing, inventory on the shelf, call up, placing orders with Outdoor Legacy, you're probably looking at roughly that 30-day time frame.
That's better. I'm good. I was afraid this guy's going to throw me under the bus and say, "Oh, Jason will have them by Friday." And
Jason's already got them. He's just sandbagging everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to get paid. I'm just sitting on these things. Well, tell us about the scopes. That's what I'm
absolutely.
Super excited
That's what
about
we're excited about, and
It
obviously,
is.
It's the handheld's one thing, but the scopes is what has really grown this industry. So, keeping up with the snake theme, we've got 2 different models coming in. They're called the Rattlers, Rattlers, if you want to be specific. But with my Texas draw, it's Rattler. But no, we've got a 25 millimeter and 35 millimeter. Some of the most exciting price points I think that I've seen, with the 25 starting at $19.95, so sub $2,000 price point. It's going to come with internalized recording. The 25 millimeters of 1.5 base mag. You do have a 2.4 and 8x digital zoom with a picture-in-picture. But as y'all have alluded to in the past, coming with an American Defense mount. The 35 millimeter is going to be everything I just mentioned, but a 2.2 base magnification, and be retailing for $24.95, so just under $2,500.
Yeah. So here's what you just heard, because this is what has gotten me excited. internal video recording on both units. You got, sub $2,000 unit. You got a sub $2,500 unit. Both of them with recording, and both with a very high end mount. And Jason, if you've ever listened to this show here in the last several months, you hear us talk about American Defense Manufacturing mounts. They are the best on the market, and you're getting two different options with the best mounts in the market and video recording.
And one thing you skipped it. Focusable objective. That's the big deal right there. Focusable.
I did skip that. And,
and on $19.99, a sub $2,000 unit with focusable objective. It's unreal.
Well, one last thing, and not to harp on specs, I know y'all are probably going to do a detailed review on this, but it is running a 1024 OLED display. The one benefit to the OLED is, especially in colder temperatures, extreme temperatures, it will perform much better than an LCD display. So one thing I just want to highlight there as well.
So, that sub $2,000 scope, you're looking at, probably one of the best values on the market right now. And if you talk about all the features, focusable objective, like we said, the mounts, that is a strong. When y'all threw that mount on there, I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding! This is going to be awesome. And man, congratulations on that. I don't know how you're able to do it to get to that price point, but man, that's a heck of a job right there.
No, I appreciate it. And one thing I want to kind of press is. Looking at somewhat towards availability. Again, we got very, very limited shipments coming inbound, but realistically, you're looking at pre-orders being accepted right now by Outdoor Legacy with roughly 30 to 45-day ETAs once an order has been placed. Yeah.
So man, this Jason guy will have 200 on the shelf in 30 days. Yeah. So.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, Trent and I spent some time this afternoon talking about it, and he's definitely, they've got a plan to get these scopes in, and I like it. It sounds good. And I've told a lot of people, we're not blaming American Defense by any means. They've been working overtime. They're swamped making mounts, just like all the manufacturers in this industry are, but they have been getting these mounts made, and there's been kind of some waiting on to get the mounts. I've told people, hey, some of these scopes are sitting here, but they need a mount on the bottom of it. I can Trent can ship us a scope, but you're probably going to want a mount for it. So that's what I know they've been waiting on, and I think American Defense is getting those mounts pumped out here, and I'm excited. Cannot wait to see.
You guys are waiting on a couple of those mounts too, so
we are. We're waiting on those mounts. Hey Trent, I'm going to bring this up since we're talking about mounts, and we're kind of going completely off the rails here. But that mount, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen a picture of, I think maybe a prototype of that mount. It's going to sit, that scope is going to sit fairly far back on that mount, if I'm not mistaken. Is that going to probably help our bolt action shooters? Because I have never held the mount, but I saw a picture of it. Do you think that's going to help them?
Absolutely. It's built to kind of serve both platforms. So I had that prototype. We were mounting it at an industry event last week, actually, and running it on different AR platforms. We had some LMT rifles that were partnered next to us. Also had some bolt guns around us. So we did run it side by side. It was a prototype mount, so unfortunately unable to throw rounds through it. But as far as placement and trying to kind of get the most out of a single piece mount, it's going to serve both platforms very, very well.
So with a Picatinny rail on just an average bolt gun, you think you can maybe get close enough to get that thing far enough back for the proper eye relief? I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I really haven't seen it. These aren't loaded questions. Yeah.
No. We lined it up. I think it's in perfect placement. Like I said, it sits far enough back. It's not hindering over the bolt carrier or anything along those lines. No, I think it's going to be a great option, and kind of like you alluded to, it's an all-in-one, so it's not an upsell. It's not for an extra 200, let's get that American Defense mount. It's going to come straight out of the box, out of the package, ready to roll.
That is awesome. I'm super excited to get these things, get the mounts. Hans and I've had the scopes for weeks. We've been testing them, just love them. And we'll do our full review on those. I know I talked to 2 or 3 guys this afternoon, and they're like, when are y'all going to do the review? And I'm like, well, I know it's not as exciting. I'm sorry, but we're going to have an interview with Trent from AGM. And
Wow.
no offense,
Man.
Trent, but
Roll out the B team. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, no, we want to see the product.
no offense.
Way
No-
to sell a show, Jason.
Yeah, well, hey, he knows. No, so we will be doing those ASAP. But so listen, every time we get somebody on the show from the industry, we always have to kind of goad them just a little bit, because the Late Night Vision show is the place that a lot of people come to get all their breaking news in the thermal and the night vision hunting industry and the optic industry. And so one of the things we always like to ask is there anything that we can put you on the spot about, anything new, any kind of breaking news? What are you not supposed to tell us that you can, secretly tell the whole world on YouTube and on our podcast? So anything you can tell us or not, we've always got to ask.
Absolutely. No, and some of the product we've already discussed. I mean, that's in the work, that's been released, that's coming inbound very, very soon. Some of the new projects, and I'll go out on a limb a little bit. I mean, we've got the new Taipans coming in with a 12 micron 384 288 sensor. I'm hopeful in the next couple of months that we will have a 12 micron 384 288 in the Rattler configuration. We'll talk more about that as we get closer, but that's definitely something in the next couple of months that we're going to not replace any of the current product with the Rattler 25 or 35 17 micron, but looking to expand upon that line.
Right. So real quick, I wanted to make sure our listeners understand what you're saying, to make sure I understand. You're not saying like, hey, I just bought this scope and now you're discontinued. You're saying expand that up probably into a little higher price point, another option is what you're saying.
Absolutely. And,
Okay.
take the gloves off, but call it for Rattler. We're gonna expand into some added product in this space, in this price point, and I think we're going to be very, very aggressively priced, much more than what some of the current competition's doing.
Wow, folks.
So
I think
I hope we didn't
that's
get
the-
Trent in trouble, because I feel like he might be calling us and saying, "Hey, I need you to cut that part where I said
Yeah,
that, because we're not supposed to tell people that yet."
I have this
If we got
feeling
you in
that he's
trouble,
going to
I
be looking
apologize
for a
now.
job, and he's going to be asking if he can come live in my barn or something. So, wow.
No,
Well,
I mean, a lot of this is in the works, and we're happy to release some of that information here.
Wow.
We'll see when it's coming, but definitely in the foreseeable future, we're hoping to maybe get something out by end of first quarter, beginning of second quarter. But as I get more details, pricing, specifics, I'd be happy to come back on and share that with you guys.
Yeah.
That is.
In addition to that, I'll tease that we've got some 640 variants, soon to come to market as well. So, we're playing up, and as mentioned before, we hope to serve a good, better, best concept. In I think that starts with a price point. I think that starts with kind of expanding availability based on kind of offering, and go up from there. So I'm hopeful that here by midsummer, going into early fall, we should have roughly anywhere from 15 to 25 new products on the shelf as far as what AGM's offering on the thermal line.
Wow. Good
You heard it
gracious.
here first, folks. I mean, this is big
Hans,
plans coming out.
Hans, I'm going to need a loan to buy all those. I'm going to inventory all those. Good gracious. No, that's.
Well, it sounds like your review season just is getting deeper and deeper, right?
I think it is.
Job security.
I think we're going to have to start. This will be a 2 times a week podcast. Good gracious. Well,
There
hey,
is-
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say there is one other announcement that I definitely like to kind of release and break here to the show. I know you guys have done reviews on our TM160, the micro ASP. It was our $495 retail, price point entry level thermal monocular with a 160 by 120 resolution. For January, we've actually dropped that retail pricing from $495 to $399. Same exact unit. This is unit, we had a hard time keeping in stock, keeping on the shelf, and we've actually just dropped the retail on it by $100. So to kick that off, we're actually going to do a first here with you guys, and we're going to be trying to think of the right word, not auctioning off, but we're going to be
Giving away.
We're going to be giving away 3 different TM160 to your loyal audience and fan base. And I'll let Jason, you kind of talk about the specifics on that, but we are going to be giving the Late Night Vision show as Outdoor Legacy. We're going to be giving 3 different TM160s that you can sign up for and hopefully try your luck at 2021 and win in a brand new thermal monocular.
Folks,
awesome.
I want to say, first of all, this is awesome. Thank you, AGM. Thank you all for not only, doing this. It's on the Late Night Vision show and working with us. We do greatly appreciate it. But, thank you for, what you're doing for the industry and giving these things away, giving guys a shot at, getting into the night vision and thermal game. And this is going to be fun for a lot of people. I'm hoping the guys who win these, it'd be awesome if they didn't have any thermal. So this would be like the first taste for them to get in. So I did not know until just a few hours ago what this giveaway was going to be. Trent had said that they wanted to do something. I had no idea it was going to be 3 units. So Hans and I are very grateful, and we are super excited. So, folks, we're going to tell you how we're going to do this. We're going to do it exactly like we've done some of our other recent giveaways. And one thing that we do that's a little bit different than a lot of giveaways you see on social media and stuff is they're always trying to get you to go do something, and you got to follow XYZ steps, and if you don't follow it to the T, then you don't get entered. Well, here's what we're going to do. That's complicated. It doesn't work, and we understand that not everybody can follow all the steps. So the number one thing to do is you're going to go over to thelatenightvision.show.com, thelatenightvision.show.com. And when you get there, at the top of your screen, if you're on a desktop, you're going to see AGM giveaway. If you're on a mobile device, you're going to click the 3 little bars. Looks like it's the menu button. You're going to press that. And then in that drop down, you'll see AGM giveaway. You're going to go right there. You're going to fill it out. All we're going to do is ask for your name, your email, your phone number, and you're going to just be entered. You're going to hit submit, 1 entry per household. And what we're going to ask that you do, we're going to ask that in just a way of saying thank you to AGM for doing this. They didn't have to do it. Is just to go, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, if you're on either one of those platforms or both of them, go search AGM Global Vision and give them a like or a subscribe or a follow or whatever you do on that platform. And that way you can just be up to date. They post a lot of great social media content, and that way you won't miss any of it. You'll probably get an idea, some teasers and stuff of what's coming out in the future. And it's just a good way of supporting a great company that is obviously supporting our industry and the listeners of this show. So that's what we're going to ask you to do. And we are super pumped. And again, I just want to say thank you very much, Trent and AGM.
Yeah, that's very gracious. 3 TM160 binoculars going to be given away. So, Jason, I dozed off a little bit when you were talking. Did you say the dates? So we're closing the registration on February 15th?
I didn't say the date. I did not say the date.
I
fell asleep while I was talking too. So
yeah. So we are closing registration by 5 p.m. because we're going to tape the show that night. But by 5 p.m. on February the 15th. And then we are going to be announcing the winner on that next Thursday's show, which is February the 18th. So get your registration in before 5 p.m. on the 15th of February. I'm already messing up the dates.
Yep.
And then you will be entered to win. Like Jason said, go over to one of the socials and like their page. Thank them for this is the biggest giveaway we've ever done, the most gracious giveaway that anybody's ever offered to do for us, and we really appreciate it. So,
and folks, do us one quick favor. I didn't mean to interrupt here, but one quick thing. On the 18th, listen to that show and see if you won. And if you did, then either you can give us a phone call at Outdoor Legacy. You can send us an email, a message, something. Let us know, because on a couple of the other giveaways, we've had to track the people down. And it gets to be like, they're like, and I talked to a guy the other day and he was like, I won? I can't believe it. I mean, he was like super pumped, and I've been trying to get a hold of the guy for 3 weeks, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it." He's like, "I didn't listen to that episode because I figured there was no way that I won." And so anyway, so listen and get a hold of us if you can, but we'll try to get a hold of you if not.
I really didn't doze off, Jason. I was just thinking of all the buddies that I need to text after this show to tell them to get ready to start registering. Yeah. And my buddies, God love them, they're the worst. They're going to register themselves and their 2-year-old baby. I mean, they probably, if Jason always like, man, all these people, they're registering everybody they know and their sister. And I'm like, yeah, they're probably my friends. Just go ahead and apologize now. But hey, that's why I love them. That's why I love them.
I want to throw in one very, very quick thing. Small request, and you guys have a very loyal audience and following, but if you don't already subscribe to Hans ETX YouTube, Instagram, Outdoor Legacy as well, please go and do it. I'm happy to help donate to the cause, but these are the guys out there, working overtime, working after hours. Obviously the main title sponsor, putting this show on, with Outdoor Legacy. So please, if you don't already, make sure you're following them on all platforms, because I'm just the supplier in this case. These are the professionals out there in the field using it day in, day out, and bringing this content to you. So
I think if you wanted the title sponsorship, it could be bought very cheaply.
Yeah, it's just so you know, it doesn't take much to outbid Outdoor Legacy.
Yeah. So, all right.
Well,
Trent,
let me say this. I think we're going to hire Trent. I think he just wrapped the show. He said all the things I was going to say. He did it way quicker than we did. Trent, you're invited.
I think he might be auditioning for my job.
I'm moonlighting over here. Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, that's actually a pretty good idea. In case something happens to Han, if he gets the coronavirus, I'm calling Trent.
I only have one claim to fame, and that's I host a show with Jason Robertson. And you're trying to take that away.
Please.
Please. That executive producer comes with a lot of responsibility, and I'm sure a lot of side jabs as well. But.
Oh yeah. I told him this morning, I called him the junior executive producer.
Yeah,
he said,
I got demoted.
He said, did I get demoted? I said, no, but when I gave you that title, I didn't know what it meant. And I thought it meant you were like underneath somebody, and come to find out it actually means you're the top. And I was like, I'm tired of this. I don't like you telling me what to do anymore. So, Trent, listen, we really, really appreciate you coming on the show. We appreciate, this giveaway. We're very excited about it. We know our listeners are going to be. We're going to get a lot of signups for that, a lot of entries. But thank you for taking the time out of your night, because, folks, it is late at night. It is, as we're true to our name, we're recording late at night. And Trent took time away from his wife and toddler to be with us. So we just want to say thank you.
No, thank you guys for having me. It was very fun to do it. And like I said, I'm hoping to bring some new product out here pretty soon where you might have to take me up on bringing me back on. So
we'll do it. We'll absolutely do it. Folks, I'm not even going to say it. You've already heard Trent say it. You know where to find us, Hans and Outdoor Legacy. If you're looking for any of these optics that Trent was just talking about, these new Taipans, these Rattlers, we will be giving the full reviews. But if you just can't wait for the review and you're interested in purchasing one of these and you want the review in person, call us at Outdoor Legacy, 877-350-1818. Hans and I have both used all of these optics. We've had them for many weeks now, so we're very experienced and glad to give you our opinions on how they stack up against each other and what might be good for you. And we are still taking pre-orders or back orders on these at outdoorlegacygear.com. Thank you for tuning into the Late Night Vision Show. And again, we're very excited for the giveaway. Go to thelatenightvisionshow.com to sign up.
Well, this has to go down as in the record books as the smoothest interview show that we've ever done. So again, thank you very much, Trent. It has been wonderful to have you on. Go check out AGM's social media, the Instagram, the Facebook. They put out so much content and so much. Their pictures that they post on Instagram, that's what I see, are some of the best that I mean, production, I don't know who's taking your pictures, but man, they are awesome and such good quality. Go follow them on all the socials. But
I
with
will,
that,
I
didn't know
will
if you
plug
okay.
real quick if I can.
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson with Fixed Sight Media. Please go follow him. He does an amazing job,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
he also works. He moonlights for us, but he works for Cool. If you're familiar with their pants and clothing, so he's very tapped within the industry. But no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm also following him on Instagram as well, and I want him to teach me how to take and edit pictures because they're the best. But as always, folks, thanks for checking out the show. This has been episode 144, our first of the no-show shows with AGM Global Vision. And thank you, Trent, again for being on the show. We will be back soon with more breaking news, hopefully leading the industry in breaking news right here on the Late Night Vision Show. We will see y'all soon. Stay safe in the fields and keep making them bacon pancakes.